My name is Bown, and I develop products, high-end home theaters. Write a lot of software, do a lot of hardware.
Will, you're into Bitcoin. Tell me about that. When did you get started?
I got started probably the first part of last year, probably in July, something like that.
Okay. What piqued your interest? What did you first start doing? What did you hear? Tell me about that story of you finding out about Bitcoin and then deciding you were going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny. I was working with this company, and there was a guy working there, a lot younger guy, and I found there was a machine that I use when I go work there, and it had a virus on it, and I was like, hey, what's this virus doing here? I scanned for apps, and I found this Bitcoin app, right? And I started looking at it. I looked at it a little bit, and I immediately realized what it was. Like, I knew what it was because I'd already done this stuff in the past, right? And so I confronted the guy. I kind of try to keep the stuff. I confronted the guy about it, and he was using some client, a Java client that had a virus in it, right? And Bitcoin client. It was back in that time, and so I just kind of like. He got in trouble for it, right? He was trying to make money on this machine, my machine, that I use when I go there. He was trying to make money with the Bitcoin, mining them there. So that was kind of how I first saw it. But I knew what it was. I started looking into it a little bit, and we'd tried to do it before, and I didn't do anything with it until later on, a couple of months later. I looked in, researched, and got some good clients. And tried to, try to figure out a way that wasn't virus-ridden that I could actually do mining myself. And eventually grew from there. And now I'm able to pay for and bought these awesome, amazing computers that I've always dreamed about since I was a kid. Having so.
So you were introduced to Bitcoin because of this incidence of malware.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a very nice introduction to something. What was attracted to you about Bitcoin and about mining that drew you into it?
Because I realized what it was. I really realized. I started looking into it, and I realized that somebody had finally done what I thought about doing back in 1996. Which is cryptocurrency, which is basically what this is. Me and Tom here, and that's how I know Tom, and I got him into this here at the place here. We had this great idea that you could, which is the Bitcoin idea. It seems plain now, but at the time we were like, hey, why can't we just transact, using computers on the internet, transact money, a new money system, and we came up with it. We had this whole branded thing, and we were going to use smart cards at the time. That's what they had, and we called it Art Cash, right? And so we were kind of, other people had thought about it though back then. I think there was a kind of a underground kind of hacker, or the movies with what's his name in it, the hackers, the Hackers movie.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie. That's easy to remember. The other guy. Who's that guy? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it was one of those things, and they finally had done it, and I was like, hey, what's this? I really got to find out about it, and obviously I knew about how people try to, new things they try to get people to download viruses and stuff like that. So I knew I could find a legitimate thing, so I did, and I found a very legitimate code, and it turns out that it's this open source code that is just awesome, that you can just download and run. I was just blown away that somebody had actually come up with something so good, something that I had kind of tried to do, back then. So it was really exciting to me.
It sounds like your interests are both pragmatic, it's working for you,
right?
And it's both, you really like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about those. What's the idea of cryptocurrency that's so appealing to you, and then how is it working for you in your life?
Well, obviously I was able to make some money on it, and that's, the core thing of that is, for me, is really the real key thing, current thing. But as far as the idea goes, the idea is that It's the idea. I think the most appealing idea to me is that it takes the money back into the hands of the people, and I mean, to me, that's the most appealing thing. Is that I can go. I have control over it. I can go. Spend the money, and I know that somebody else doesn't have their hand in it doing something with it. And it's based on an algorithm that I can literally, because I understand software, me and hundred thousands of other people can literally go in and see exactly how it works.
Right.
And not have to rely on secondhand knowledge or trust in somebody else, and something like that. I can literally see that it does this, 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 and this, and that to me is what I was excited about in the beginning.
So my dad doesn't really get this, doesn't understand that. If I'm trying to explain to him what the difference is between me sending money to somebody with Bitcoin and me sending somebody to somebody with PayPal,
Right.
what's the difference?
Obviously, it's the fees, the cost. So then it comes down to that. So for any average people, getting something cheaper is usually better. Unless it's like you're paying somebody to do some fancy thing for you, then you want to pay them more to do a better job or something. But paying the credit card companies is just why? It's their technology. Why can't we own the technology? Just like we have Android phones. I mean, that's really the big thing. Android phones are based on a free technology, and so they're a great thing. It took them a while to get good, but now they're great, and a lot of people love them. And and they make. I mean, you can get them for super cheap, and and they do great things for people. So.